Hey everyone, welcome back to a more serious video. This time around, I'm going to be taking a look at my previous versions of Mardu and trying to, upgrade them to adapt to the meta, basically. So this is going to be a deck building process video, and also we're going to play a few matches, one or two depending on the length, but yeah. Let's just jump into what we're going to change here. So this is a list I made like a few weeks back, maybe. I don't exactly remember. The last time I posted a video about Mardu, basically. And since then, we've had an uprising of Izzet, which is a deck that is actually pretty good against this on face value, and especially with the way I had it built before. And then we also have Esper coming back, and a few random decks, like some Azorius mid-rangey stuff with like Sanctuary Wardens, a lot of stuff that's pretty annoying to deal with, and that kind of outgrinds you most of the time. So this deck trying to go over the top of other decks is not working anymore because they're just going bigger. So yeah, let's start figuring out what we want to do here. Well, first of all, this card needs to be Abrade. Pretty much realized that is a necessity. To compensate, well, I probably still want one copy of a just go for the throat. It has targets even against Izzet, so it's not the worst thing, and at worst I can discard it, I guess. Also, Loran, obviously, very good card. Sorin was something I was experimenting with. I don't like it too much. I also think Shieldred is pretty good again. But let's see. Sanctuary Warden definitely is a card I think I want to play more of, but it's a little bit tough to play more than two in a deck with no ramp. I don't know if I have other ways of ramping. Actually, there might be. Maybe I could play maybe I can play that dragon, the 4 mana 2 red dragon. The card has been fairly interesting, and being able to ramp out a Sanctuary Warden early could be interesting. So you know what? I'm down to experiment with it. This is gonna be a process, We're gonna make some changes here. It might not be good enough, and then we'll make some more changes. I guess I can kind of make this like a pseudo series. What is that card called? Yeah. Atsushi into like into early Warden sounds like something that could be good. I don't know if I want to change the 2 drops. I feel like I'm kind of okay with it. Underdog is interesting. I don't know about Ow actually. Oh, I was thinking about something that I could do instead of using the Atsushi, which I think is fine. But against this, it's not necessarily good. I do think Shield Red has to come back in just because most of those Izzet decks just only have Mightstone to deal with it, or at least their options are limited. I also want to try running the dragon that can bring back Shield Red or Sanctuary Warden, the black one. I feel like this is a better card against Izzet than Owl, but I'm not 100% sure. Because obviously this can't block most of the time. I feel like the problem with this is that I cut so much early game, and the getting an Archangel of Wrath is not necessarily that good. Getting Fable or Wedding Announcements okay, but I wouldn't say it's that amazing. Maybe I'd end up playing something like this. I'm pretty happy with 2 Soul Transfer. I'm okay with Bankbusters. Yeah, probably. Maybe I run 1 Junji, 2 Owl, because now that I have Shield Red, it's actually kind of nice to be able to hit Shield Red off of Owl. I'm definitely happy with this and this. I don't think we need to make that many changes. Bankbuster is not that good, considering like everybody playing Abrade, everybody playing cards like Loran. I don't feel that good about it. You know what? Actually, Loran, I feel like it's just gonna be worse than Abrade in the main deck, because at least this is interaction for creatures. Although, do I really need more interaction for creatures? Not necessarily. Not necessarily. But I am considering swapping this out for something, but I don't know what. It would most likely have to be something that I can cast on too. So I guess it would be... Yeah, it would probably have to be some form of interaction, most likely. I really want another Shield Red too. Bankbuster. Bankbuster. Yeah, Bankbuster's kind of good. Oh, it could be Hearst too. I was considering playing Hearst for Grixis. You know what? Since I'm hedging my bets against Grixis as well, I'll just do this instead. I want to test this, but I'm fairly certain that I was still better if I'm running Shield Red, so I'm kind of okay with that. Yeah, this looks fine. This looks fine to me. Sideboard definitely needs more. Well, now I have 3 Loran, 2 Abrade. Is that not enough? I feel like I might need... Okay, this Destroy Evil is definitely something that I don't feel that good about. Cruelty of Gix as well. I don't feel that good about. 2 Brotherhood's End. Some more interaction for bigger creatures, potentially. You know what? Destroy Evil is not actually that bad compared to something like Go for the Throat, because at least... Well, when am I boarding it in? When do I want this card over... That's what I'm dealing with, like, cards like Shield Red, right? So maybe I do want another Go for the Throat in the sideboard. Hearst is obviously good. I'm happy with the Lorans. It's going to be really good. Well, yeah, Wandering Emperor is going to be good. I just want big creatures to block the Izzet deck from attacking with the 4/4s and doing stuff like that. Also, I feel like I might need something that exiles the graveyard as well to deal with the whatever Town Raiser thing, the 8 mana. I don't remember the card. I don't remember what that card's called. Liliana's gonna be really good. I'm happy with that. Wandering Emperor, I have mixed feelings about it. I feel like it's still fine. Wandering Emperor. Well, Farewell is gonna be huge. I'm considering another Farewell actually instead of Loran maybe. Would allow me to go a little. Well, they play counter spells, so it might not be good. Maybe the oil card, the one that can discard and exile from the graveyard. Card's a little bit weird. I feel like a card like Trespasser might be what I'm looking for. Pretty difficult to deal with. Let's try it out. Do I want 4 duress, or am I okay with going with like 1 oil? No, duress is for Grixis, so yeah, I don't feel comfortable cutting it really. I don't feel like comfortable cutting it. Wandering Emperor. There aren't that many matchups for it. I don't feel like Wandering Emperor is that important. I'd almost rather have another Junji or something, or another Owl. Something annoying, like against Grixis. But I don't know. I think it's too hard to say right now. Let's see if I have tome mana base changes. Oh yeah, of course. We need basics. Oh yeah, that was another reason why oh yeah, that was my main reason for thinking that Mardu would not be as good, is because Izzet is running 4 Field of Ruin, and that is rough. So this has got to go, first of all. Definitely got to play red source, and then I want to keep these, which means I have to cut other cards. Actually, we're okay on white now. Early game, we don't need white. So I'm okay with cutting maybe one of these for Swamp, definitely. I don't think the white is as important. We'll definitely find it more in the mid game. So let's go with a Swamp here. And I have to find a way to fit in a Plains as well. Which will most likely have to come instead of the Sanders Lounge. Actually, that's not the same color, so I don't know if I can cut that. Alright, how much white do we have? 10, 13, 14. That's probably not enough. 15 would be nice. So I have to cut something that... Yeah, I guess I do have to cut... I do have to cut this, I think. It makes the most sense. Yeah, it's just annoying. I have to make the mana base worse, which is annoying. Yeah, that's the only reason. So I feel Ruin was not in the meta, and it might fall off of the meta because most people are adapting. I feel like you have a better chance with this deck. But the fact that we don't have a Triumph is rough. But yeah, I think that's about it. So yeah, let's jump into some games and see if we need to make any more changes. Well, sucks, but I wasn't recording, and I hit a mirror match, and it was a pretty interesting match, but I just conceded both games because I missed like the first 6 turns, and those were really interesting turns. Alright, whatever. This is really good. If I hit land 3, I'll win the game on the spot, and if I don't, well, it is what it is. Not much I can ask for. This deck doesn't mulligan that well, I would say. But even if I find myself waiting one more turn to cast it, I think it's okay. Thank God. Alright, at least we're getting a competitive enough game here. Because I really wish you could have seen the first one, but it is what it is. Can't get everything. Alright, their Fable. I will discard this and probably play Shieldred, right? Hold on to the rest, most likely. Makes sense to me. Shieldred's gonna be pretty annoying. I can get it back eventually. Oh, it's activating. That's really good. Yeah, obviously, I know I know most of you are sick of seeing Shieldred, and honestly I am too. This card is just way too good. It's annoying that at worst, well, it's annoying that they need an answer for it. Otherwise, it just dominates. I hate that kind of gameplay where something resolves and it feels like it's unwinnable. Well, that's a pretty good answer for it though. In terms of answers, that is one of the better ones. And I don't have an artifact. Definitely troublesome situation here. Let's go with the ping on the... Yeah, I think this is fine. Go with the ping on the goblin. Yeah, it was this is probably worst case. So I guess it wasn't as good as I thought it would be. I wish it was a little bit well, actually no, I'm okay with it trading. I never really enjoy seeing Shield Red dominant games. It's not that interesting to play. Yeah, sure. That's actually kind of okay for me. That is kind of okay. I still get the... Oh no, I can't bring back. I can't bring back here. So I guess I just interesting. Yeah, I lost my enchantment. I forgot about that. Well, they had to ditch Fable. That's just pretty good. Oh god. Well, at least I have one or the other. Still good plays, but this Fable sticking is a problem. Or not. So they don't have any creatures. Alright, now we need to top deck one of our better spells, aka Junji, Ao, Sanctuary Warden. Wow, I'm surprised they didn't want to keep their Fable around if they had a Corpse Appraiser. Yeah, we're still not in a good spot. Not in a good spot at all. It's a decent draw. Gives me a redraw essentially, which is gonna be good. Extra damage is okay. Forces them maybe to have another Corpse Appraiser. Well, I'm surprised they did not take Infernal Grasp, which means they definitely took something like Invoke Despair. It's gonna be a problem. No, another Corpse Appraiser. Well, that's unfortunate. Yeah, Grixis is just annoying. I didn't draw my wedding announcements. Yeah, I did not draw very well this game, unfortunately, compared to them. Oh, man. I might still win because Shielded is strong, but we'll see. They have no interaction. That's really interesting. Oh, they have their Shielded counterpart, so actually they do die here. I think mine pops first on their turn. Yeah. Wow. I can't believe I won that. Grixis just buries me in card advantage, and thankfully, me not drawing wedding announcement means that, you know, they drew pretty well, to be fair, but I guess that's pretty impressive still. It shows that this deck still has a lot going for it with the flyers, the extra damage out of nowhere. Still a lot of good elements that you can still win against Grixis when they kind of push you out with card advantage. All right. Sideboarding is going to be kind of interesting because I have some new elements to consider. Like Abrades, which is something I will probably end up playing here. A card like Brotherhood's End could also be good. These are okay. Junji is not as good when I don't have... Well, it's still fine, but most likely I won't have anything in the graveyard since I'm constantly exiling. This is mostly for the Is It matchup, really. One card cut. I feel pretty good keeping one Brotherhood's End in. Loran is fine, but not anything too special. I don't feel that good about holding on to it. I think this is probably an easy Bankbuster cut. Most likely. Also, Graveyard Trespasser is a card that's pretty interesting. But I don't think it's that good on the draw. I mean, it's fine, but yeah, it's probably okay. I'm kind of considering it. But I don't know what to cut. It'd probably have to be Brothers, and I don't feel too good about that. Let's just run it with this. Actually, it might be better than I think it is because of Duress. I can take some other interaction and just slam it. This is okay. The ambient sounds are a little high, I just realized that. Alright. Two drop, yeah. See, this is why I feel good about holding on to this. It gives me a way of coming back on the battlefield when I'm on the draw. I will cut it on the play though. Yep. Pretty much the only card that you could have here that would fill this role of resetting and putting me in a much better position than I would be otherwise. I don't have to worry about the goblin token. Oh, they kept everything. That's really annoying. It's not something I want to see there. Okay, Fable's gone, so most likely a land, right? Yeah. Well, this is good. I can do double Harvester, which allows me to deal with the Fable next turn while I develop my owl. Okay. That's fine. Ooh, that's a really good draw. That will allow me to check for counterspell before I cast my owl. Yep, there it is. Perfect. Now I'm in a really good spot. Sure, they're going for counterspell, but then they won't be able to counter this. And I have the Harvesters for the Fable. Oh, Kiki. Do I hold on to my other Harvester? Probably not. I think I just deal with this Corpse Appraiser. Higher stated creature, that way my Goblin token threatens an actual attack. This owl is gonna be good. I can't believe I still have not drawn a wedding announcement though. Not too happy about that. Oh, that's annoying. Gives them an extra block, and they have another Corpse Appraiser. Wow, those are fantastic top decks from that position. I can't believe it. That sucks. Now I should have definitely dealt with this, but I wasn't expecting them to draw this well, obviously. They'll be able to deal with my Fable. Or not. That is a really, really good draw. Holy moly. That is insane. It's about as powerful as what they... I mean, depends what they do, right? Holding on to treasure token and playing the land. Is that something I want to consider? Yeah, most likely. Well, actually, I'm not sure. I would say yes. That way I can play around a counter spell with the owl. And also, if I do draw land, I have 2 blood tokens, and if I draw a playable spell, I'd rather have the treasure, right, to be able to flex it in, maybe. And eventually, I might be able to pay the extra, use the treasure. Oh my god, unbelievable. Corpse Appraiser is just overtuned, man. I don't feel like this card is very well designed. I feel like it was designed to be hard to cast, but in a metagame where it is easy to cast, this card is just not balanced. And they actually found the 4th one, wow. Relatively impressive. I feel like, yeah, the theory behind this card was that, you know, it's hard to cast, so the reward is high, but it's not hard to cast. That's the entire problem. Oh, that resolves. Nice. Overpowering Grixis with flyers. That's the classic. That's how you win with a stack. And I didn't even draw a wedding announcement. It's one of my better cards against them. That's kind of proof that, you know, Mardu is very much still alive in this metagame because Grixis is still the most popular deck overall. You have access to a lot of annoying things. It's not always easy though on the play. Like the only reason I actually won this game was because of Brotherhood's End, right? You have to be kind of mindful of that. Are you kidding me? That is just insane. Okay, it's not over yet. They have everything, so hopefully we find some sort of extra feature here. That is unfortunately not good. Would have been if I had something to actually put in the graveyard, but I do not. Please give me something. Wedding announcement. Very good. Get my card, I get 6 life. Archangel of Wrath is a card that Grixis has a hard time racing, or like that's not exactly what I'm saying. It's a hard card to manage because of the life differential that it creates, right? Grixis is not a deck that overwhelms you with creatures. It's a deck that deals chip damage with creatures and tries to finish you off with invoke, but once that's no longer on the table, they have to outvalue you with card advantage. That's great. I can just exile that. Now the problem is I still don't have a creature in the graveyard, but and I wish I did. So let's start with this just in case they kill it. They don't. I'll definitely play this out so I can play on counterspell. Go with the exile. Having to go for the throw as backup for shield red is pretty important as well. And this wedding announcement will have drawn 2 cards. And they're at 5, so they die next turn. To, if nothing changes on this board, say, oh, that's a great draw. That's exactly what I want to see here. And I'm at 36, so I can take as much damage as they want. I will not care at all. I love beating Grixis. I love it. It's probably one of the best feelings. Well, it is the best feeling in Standard. This deck is just so overpowered with every single spell they cast. And being able to beat it in a roundabout way with a different strategy a little bit. Well, slightly different. It's kind of similar strategy, but using different elements that are not as popular. It's always fun. But then it's also the least fun when they just completely destroy you. That's the problem with Grixis. That it feels amazing beating them because it feels terrible when they beat you. Feels like it's insurmountable. Alright, good one. Alright. Fantastic. 26 lands in the deck, and this is what we get. Oh my god. What is this? How is this even possible? That's my question. This is problematic. I guess I keep the early game. I'm on the draw, right? So can't really be picky, and I don't even have 2 white, and I have to play basics. Over against Izzet, alright. Good thing I have basics in my hand. Oh, Grixis again. Fantastic. No counterspell, very good. Maybe we can curve this out and do something. Oh, no, that's even better. That means I have an answer to... Oh, that's annoying. Especially on a mulligan of 5. Lily on the play. Not what I want to see. At least I have things here that I can discard. It's so brutal. The cards like this, I feel like, are just a problem in Magic. Cards that push your opponent into a deeper hole than they already are just because they mulliganed. Like, I had no choice. I had to mulligan twice. And now this puts me even further behind. That's why cards like these will always be playable. Because of the mulligan system and how that puts you at a significant disadvantage. Like, they're basically not even discarding a card, essentially. I'm gonna have to discard Junji. But I guess not now. I could try to find an answer. Lily? What would that even be? I think I just discard it because I'm gonna have to discard it anyways. Whatever, I'll just discard that. I need the land to come down. This is not even that good in this spot. Alright, sure. Annoying. Yeah, they would have removal for it for sure. I just need to play out lands and hope to top deck eventually. Well, I guess this would have been a better... Well, again, because if I don't draw a land, then I would be screwed by keeping the shield red, I think. And they most likely have an answer if they're discard. Yeah, exactly, yeah. That's not worth keeping. I think my play is definitely correct. I have to play on the idea of them having counterspell, almost guaranteed. That is a good draw. There we go. See, I finally... The life paid off, because now I get to ping... Well, the lands paid off, is what I mean, not the life. I get to ping this, and then it dies next turn. My plan is working. They have one top deck to get out of this, because they also discarded, so keep that in mind. That's a really good draw, holy shit. Not the best draw, but in terms of random top decks, that's pretty much as good as you want. Oh, okay. Interesting. I don't know... Yeah, I guess it's okay. Yeah, it's fine. That's a good play, I guess. Nice. Now that I have ways around the shield red here with my Archangel, feel pretty good about this. Can also block it. Alright, good luck. They have 2 draws. Oh, they found something good. Oh, well, that sucks. Abrade, sure. I guess it's not terrible because I'm still up a card. Although that card is a land. But this land could allow me to play Sanctuary Warden. Which would obviously be good. Oh, they didn't attack. Wow, I can't believe that. Nice. That is great. Now I get to attack with my 2/2s. I can't believe they didn't block. I don't know what they're doing. I could also discard this, try to find a 2-drop. Is that relevant? Yeah, maybe. Oh, that's gonna be great. Wow. Loran main deck. Gives me a removal for this and stats. Let's play it out. Resolves, nice. Turning off all the synergy with the Fables here. Wow. I made it through It's crazy that I was on a mold of 5 and I beat Lily on 3. You have to pilot it perfectly and draw perfectly. That's the problem. It puts you in a situation where if you make one wrong decision or don't draw the best card that you need in a specific spot, you're gonna lose. And thankfully I drew really well and I played it really well, so was able to squeak out a win there. I don't know if this is actually Grixis or not. I haven't seen a blue spell. But I mean, why would they be playing Coast without... Yeah, it just doesn't really make sense, does it? This is how I boarded last time. I still feel like this might be correct. But the more I think about it, I also feel like Soul Transfer might actually be worse than Go for the Throat. It does deal with Lily. But it's less mana efficient most of the time. I feel like I'm gonna try doing something like this. I don't have that many creatures. This hand is very good. Nice. I thought this was a slow land, but it's actually not. Alright. Well, honestly, actually, now that I look at it more, it's not perfect, but it needs like a Fable or a Wedding Announcement to get me into a better position. Because with just 1-for-1s, you're not going to get very far against Grixis. Most of their cards are 2-for-1s. So I need to find my own 2-for-1s. They're playing an island, wow. Very interesting. And they attacked and didn't play anything. Okay, very interesting. Very, very interesting. Lands are good, though. That's what I like about this deck, is that when you draw lands, it actually feels... Wow, I can't believe they're playing that against me when I could have Hearse early. It's gonna be good, though. That card is generally good against me. As long as I don't have Hearse. But overall, it's worth playing, I would say. Too many lands, unfortunate. Gonna have to discard some. I probably have to discard one now. Try to find a 3-drop, force them to counter. Instead of casting this. Oh, or it resolves, which is even better for me than them countering it. That means they don't have a counter spell, which means this resolves. So I should be able to push my advantage a lot farther. Problem is, I do have one copy of Brotherhood's End. If they hit it, I'm in trouble. Also, if they take Archangel, I'm in trouble. It's just, this is rough. Dress is totally fine. That's one of my weaker spells. Actually, when I have two removal spells. Shield Red, sure. No, that card, Shield Red doesn't really do much here, so totally fine with it. Yeah, I'll just choose to kill it, I guess. Either way. Yeah, they want me to sack the Bloodtithe, which makes sense. That makes sense. This way it's kind of like a 1-for-1. Drawing the Bankbuster is really good. Maybe I shouldn't cut Bankbuster. It's just kind of bad on early game. And early game is where I usually struggle against Grixis. Well, that's such a good draw. You know what? They don't have a counterspell, I think. That's my read at least, but I'm still not going to play into it. I don't think I have a reason to when I have a Bankbuster to push my advantage. Try to find a Duress, maybe. That's also a good draw. Alright. Well, can't have a counter now. Oh, they could, I guess, if they have a land, but... Save the treasure. Oh. I wanted to crew that in response, but I guess I have to full control. I was just too lazy. My laziness got the better of me. That's okay. I don't think it matters too much. It might matter, actually. Oh, most likely not. One shield counter is pretty much the same as 2 in this spot. I have one exile removal spell that they can find. They still die to Archangel. And they had to spend their blue. Alright, cool. Alright. Same situation as previous games where I have a 2-lander and I have to choice between keeping it and mulliganing it. This hand is insane if I find land 3. But I can't cast anything otherwise. Yeah. This is not a good hand, but what can I really do about it? Not much. Probably would have kept the first hand if I had a choice, but I don't think that first hand is very good because I have no black. If I had a black source, I would keep it. But yeah, the mana base failing me a little bit here. Unfortunately, well, definitely now. Another Grixis deck. Jesus Christ, man, this Grixis is all over the place. It is kind of impressive at this point how much Grixis there is. They're holding up Counterspell, which is kind of okay with me. No interaction for Bankbuster. If they tap out, they'll get punished. Okay. I have to bait out the counter somehow. And I guess I'll do it this way. Is this a good way to bait out the counter though? I mean, they could just remove it, but I think I'm okay with that as well. At least I'll get the 2 ping if they remove it. If they counter it, that's good. They don't, so I just get 2 damage. Alright. Sure. Actually, I get more than 2 damage. One of the downsides of them countering there is that I get the attack as well. Pretty relevant. 6 damage and a removal spell. Not bad. Counter's still up though. And I guess we're gonna have to bait it out again. But this time, most likely with this. I feel like I'm gonna need to respond eventually with some interaction. Yep. All of this is just unfortunate. Counterspell just really screws with me super hard, especially in a game where I had no early game, I have no board presence, I have really bad mana, so every time I'm casting, I'm getting punished. Overall, a bad situation, all in all. I need a land too, it's just very unfortunate. Double counterspell. Bankbuster, double Fable. Pretty much the nightmare situation in this spot where I have, yeah, if the early game went a little bit differently and if I didn't have to mulligan, I would have been in a really good spot. We're still okay-ish if I find a black source here. I'll be able to cast this into this, into this, into this, so I'll still have like a few options here to stabilize this. But I need the land now. Didn't get it. Unfortunate. I'm paying too much. Yeah, this game's over. This game is definitely over. I'm not even getting full value out of this. I drew something useless. They have a removal spell. This is exactly what I was talking about in previous games, where when you lose to Grixis, it just feels insurmountable. Like, they will have everything preemptively stopping your creatures from entering the battlefield. I think any deck that can be proactive with counterspells is a very frustrating deck to lose to. Yep. Countering your answers to their board state. Well, I didn't know it was Grixis, so maybe if I knew it was Grixis, I would have kept that first hand no matter what. Alright, one to play. I think it might be time to test out the Trespasser, potentially. Definitely playing that. I think I can get away with playing one hearse on the play. It's also possible that I shouldn't do that. Bankbuster, Bankbuster, Bankbuster. I don't know, Bankbuster can be really good, could also be pretty mediocre, but I think it's fine, yeah. Nah, let's try one hearse. Try to be a little bit more proactive with the Trespasser instead of hearse, essentially. That's the trade. Alright. This is pretty much ideal. No white, though. Again, I feel like most games you're going to lose is going to be to your mana base. Either mulliganing because you were missing a color, or some other nonsense. Like having no white in 4 lands, which is also kind of annoying. That's a really good draw. Allows me to draw with Bankbuster. Take the Fable. Sure thing. Can't believe they didn't do that sorcery speed. So they definitely have a counterspell, and I have no white again. This swamp should have been a white-black, but I have to play that swamp, which is annoying. Yeah, Fable's gotta go. Bankbuster's coming down. Still no white source. Really fucking annoying. Second Bankbuster's fine. White source number 1, alright. We're working towards something. I don't think them playing the second Bankbuster is very smart. I feel like they want the option. They should have drawn first. What they should have done is drawn and then maybe play second Bankbuster, but there's no reason not to do it that way. Because if you find a removal spell, you kind of, I feel like you're forced to cast it on this. Alright, if I find a white source, I think we win. So I'm definitely... That sucks. I'm definitely going to activate... What the hell? The... Wait, what? They didn't cast? Well, that's really interesting. Holy shit. Well, definitely discarding this. I don't need another black source here. If I find this, I win, I think. That's actually not terrible. Well, they didn't... What? What are they doing? Oh, they're gonna wreck me with the Blade Coil Serpent, but... Yeah. Overall, pretty unlucky. Not finding a white source. This will discard 2. Which means this is kind of useless to cast anyways. If they don't find it though, I feel like I should cast it. In case they don't find it. I can't believe they found something they can bring back. What does this do? It costs 2 mana, yeah. Sorcery speed only? No. Anytime? Yeah, I don't think they found it, which is good for me. Oh, they did. Alright. They passed again, though. Interesting. I feel like they're playing this terribly, but... 2 counters on it. Sure. Oh, they're gonna block? I didn't even consider that. Wait, I thought that came in tapped. Okay, I just did not read the card. I mean, this game is pretty over anyways, no matter how you cut it. Yeah, I can just concede the Blade Coil Serpent. Alright, well that was just kind of unlucky. Is what it is. These types of games you just have to move on. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one.